Good morning, America. This is your friend, Dr. Turi, and today we have another interesting YouTube video. First, tune in tonight, okay, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Project Camelo, Carrie Cassidy, and Dr. Turi. Carrie is a very smart, very sharp lady. She's definitely going to ask me some very interesting questions, and even challenging me for that matter. So we're going to go from there. So don't miss the show tonight. And of course, I'm going to be with Joe Montaldo, another big smart cookie, UFO Undercover, on United Public Radio Podcast, and that will be on the 14th, okay? So there's a couple of interesting radio show coming your way. Just realize that there is a lot to talk about. Anything that involves extraterrestrials and UFOs. And of course, I want to thank Kevin for having me last night on his honor show. And we again did phenomenal. I really enjoy working with you guys. Thank you for being such a beautiful platform and allow me to pass on my message, my critical message to the world. All right. So I just want to, again, remind you a few things. And I know I might sound redundant to some of you, but there is always new people that comes in, and these people have no clue what's going on. So I want to thank you if you're a regular follower of my work. And if you're new, just pay attention. And on June 12, 2013, that's a few years ago, I wrote a quatrain, okay? And the quatrain is started with, "My legacy of fires, death, and drama will return upon earth." Then the quatrain itself says, "German, Viking, skin alike, black and white, red blood, fire, war, violence, passions rule. God nowhere to stop fire, Hitler's evil spirit reborn." 6 years ago, I wrote that. Okay. Now, when you look at it, I check the news, every day so that I can give you an idea that nothing happened by accident. It's all induced by the Draconis, okay? And I read that one. NBC's Brian Williams does not question guests' Trump-Hitler theory. Well, let me read the rest of the story. The president said that we will fly our flags at half-mast until August 8. That 8/8, August 8/8. Now, I'm not going to imply that he did this deliberately, but I'm using it as an example of the ignorance of the adversary that's being demonstrated by the White House, say Figueroa, a former assistant FBI director. The number 8/8, or August 8, are very significant in the neo-Nazi and the white supremacy movement. Why? Because the letter H is the 8th letter of the alphabet, and to them, the number 8/8 stands for Heil Hitler. Now, what's going on here? If I don't read these things and bring it to your awareness, not that the quatrain are not very direct and very open and very easy to assimilate, but looking at the rest of the story, what's going on in the United States, it's pretty scary, guys. 8/8, one of the top number for white supremacy. 8/8, Heil Hitler. That's what it stands for. 8/8 is double Saturn. Saturn is the great malefic in Greek mythology. And Saturn is the builder, the structurer. And that was the tail of the dragon of Hitler, Capricorn, cold, calculated, bringing himself all the way up to the mountain of power that led to millions of deaths. Has the world learned something yet? I'm not sure. What I'm trying to say here that is, indeed, I saw this racism nightmare becoming a reality back in 2013. And guess what? I did not spare any effort whatsoever to warn the world in all my previous radio shows, including Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. In fact, I remember Tom told me, Louis, do not talk too much about President Trump. Don't be too political, because he knows I'm very honest and very direct. And during the show, I couldn't help myself. I have to tell him, you know what, the reason why we're suffering so much problems a few months ago, well before all this mess took place and all this killing last weekend, I told him, you know, the president was born with the tail of the dragon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules foreigners and foreign land and religion. So anytime our president opened his mouth and mentioned that, now he's cursing himself, and most of all, he's cursing all of us because we are under his jurisdiction. He's the most powerful man in the planet and then in charge of the most powerful country. That's what I said on George Norrie and any other of my shows, including pretty much every one of my previous YouTube videos. All right. So what I'm trying to say, I said all this well before it became a sad reality. There is no way for anyone, if you paid attention to my work, to ignore or deny my predictive, my UFO predictive legacy. So now if you look at the news today, in big letters everywhere, CNN, now they are hunting us. Latinos sees deadly nightmare becoming a reality. These are the words printed on CNN. I saw this reality back in 2013, people. And believe me, again, it's not going to get better. It's going to get much worse. I wish I could give you better news. All right. Another thing that's very interesting in the news today, Walgreens will close about 200 U.S. stores, and Sears and Kmart are closing these 26 stores. And you know what I wrote? Well, before all this happened, large corporations will go belly up and be forced to close their door or experience a full restructure. And I even add to it the endless closing of more US big corporations, the US government shutdown, the UK crisis, and so much more were fully predicted when I wrote my vision well before the year 2019 in my 2019 Nostradamus personal and universal predictions for all signs. But I can only prove my claim if you spend the $10 and read my vision and some for yourself and for the world. You know what? I'm thinking that I should write the 2020 Nostradamus Personal Universal Dragon Forecast for all sign, because a lot of people need some answers there. It's getting really scary out there. Well, now today we are the 7th, so we are at that, official start of this SOS to the world deadly Plutonic window. So I just hope nothing nasty than the regular news will transpire. But the quatrain is very clear. Hidden secret, sex, money come to light, raw power, challenge, police, deadly villains, ugly face of death, drama, horror, surface, nature, man's religion, bloody folly reigns. So I'm translating those Plutonic, nasty cosmic winds because these are the favorites of the reptilians. So be careful what you do, be careful what you say, because anything you do or say will follow you for the rest of your life during those type of nasty cosmic winds. You've been warned. Let's keep going with the news. A woman shared a cruel note left in her mailbox. A community came to the rescue. What a beautiful thing. You need to go to that newsletter. The link is always there. Click on that link. You need to go and click on that link. You're going to see what happened to that lady. I mean, she didn't have had the strength to fight. What happened? His house was outside of the house. It was a lot of trees growing, a lot of grass. There was no cat. Of course, the city don't like that. It happened to me, so you got to keep it clean all the time. But, you know, she had a bunch of kids, and one of them is autistic. On top of that, she's got cancer. So you're talking about a lady going through hell, literally going through hell. And then, you know, to help her, some of those suckers just beat the hell out of her. And now the community got together. That is definitely Draconis stimulated. So you see, sometimes when you go through hell, take it as a blessing in disguise, regardless of what is going to happen to you. Something you really want with your heart and it's not given to you. Okay. Something or somewhere you want to go, or the person you really want doesn't give a damn about you, or the money that you need to start the business, God knows what, nothing is working your way. Very often it is a blessing in disguise. Just take it from me. That is a full explanation of what I'm referring it at. So click on the link and go and read that beautiful, beautiful act by all her neighbors. That's beautiful. That is Draconis stimulated. Now another one, crashed pilot video blogs effort at being rescued. That again is a Draconis thing. Okay, this guy. The technology on those little planes is phenomenal. I mean, if you lose your engine like it happened to this guy, the plane is going to crash, but you're going to have a parachute. Okay, so now you're talking about the Draconis influencing the mind of those engineers that save lives. But that sometimes is not enough. Okay, it happens that this guy didn't die because he was in one of his 2019 positive cosmic biorhythm. Do you understand what I'm saying? You could cross the road and being killed. Forget about a plane coming down on a parachute in the middle of the forest. So he escaped all the trees, he escaped all the mess, and he was rescued. So in other words, he escaped death a few times, and that's because his 2019 positive cosmic biorhythm was on his side. And that's what happened. You may be stuck in an earthquake. Everybody's going to die around you. But you're not going to be, you're going to escape. It's like those shootings. A lot of people got killed. Many of them were under their negative cosmic biorhythm. I could prove that if I had all these people identity and we sit down with the scientists or the FBI, the CIA, and investigate my work. But no, well, so it is. So maybe a good idea for you to invest in those positive cosmic biorhythm for the entire year. So this way, you know when you're going to be at the top or the bottom. You know, there are days when you're going to get up and everything goes wrong. The first thing that happens is a bad telephone call, or bad news, or you blow up a tire, or you get stopped by the cops. God knows what. And then there are days when anything you do in touch turns gold. That is what you call your positive cosmic biorhythm. Took me all my life to develop these secrets. Just a little secret in astrology, but it's just the way it is. Excuse me. All right, now, Joshua Rush is an out of proud bisexual. He's out and proud to be bisexual. Well, good for you. The point is, the keywords says secret to light. It's all about sex. It's all about wake-up call. It's about, hey, I'm bisexual and I'm proud. And some people go berserk, especially if they are religious fanatics, conservative. They don't understand again. You're actually born bisexual. It's not something you learn. It's not something that you're going to do just to shine or try something different sexually. It's because your genes have been messed up by the Reptilius in the womb because your mother incidentally, accidentally, or willingly, she suffered some legal or illegal drug effect. And that was enough for the Reptilius to mess up the genes, your genes, into her womb and turn you into a bisexual or God knows what. So instead of hating those people and beating the hell out of these people, understand what's going on. Because, reality is that we are all under the jurisdiction of those nasty entities. Okay, body found in search for British scientists who went missing during run on Greek island. Again, that's so sad. Again, she was on a negative cosmic baryton, mixing up with one of my SOS to the world plutonic deadly window, and that's enough to stimulate a crazy guy who kill her, rape her, steal from her. I don't know. Keyword says secret, too light, death, dramatic news. There you go. Giselle Bunchkin's Boston area mansion was just listed for a cool $40 million. Well, keywords are super wealth. Super wealth now. There's people who cannot afford their rent and live in a tent or in the greed of the greed out there in cold places, Antarctica. There are people born with dozens and dozens of gold spoons in their mouth, like, President Trump. Never worked a day of their lives like we do, normally, like we do. So $40 million. Who wants to live in a place like that? I mean, my wife and I, we have a 5-bedroom, and I think it's much too big already. It's just her, me, and my dog. She has her own place to exercise. We have a pool. We have a 2-car garage. We have plenty of room in that house, and it's too big. Imagine a $39,500,000 mansion. Jesus, you need a pair of roller skates to look for your partner. Hey, honey, I'll be there in about 15 minutes. I am at the 13th floor. Oh my God. Yeah, well, that's super wealth. Curiosity rover makes new discovery on Mars. Every single day you're going to have a new discovery. You just yesterday or the day before I mentioned, those Mars scientists, the Reptilius infected scientific matrix, NASA, okay, will always make new discovery. Pretty much like Christopher Columbus discovering America. That's always been here. Okay, that's definitely all those scientists being manipulated by the reptilians because they don't want to work like we do. Long story. Don't want to go there. Just Google NASA dr.turi, okay? And you can read all the details. Heartbreaking pic. Deer covered in tumor caught on camera. I mean, beautiful animal. All of a sudden, I look at the pictures. I got sick when I saw this picture, my friend. I mean, I got sick. This thing was full of tumor. Okay. What happened? But use logic. What does a deer eat? Grass. Okay. Now, do you know what's happening above your head? I'm not talking just about the chemtrail, okay? But farmers on the area, they don't want grass to grow. They use all sorts of chemicals that give cancer, not only to the freaking animals, but also to humans. I mean, there is those ads on national TV that are stimulated and promoted by legal firms telling you that if you use a certain grass killer and you contract cancer, well, rely on them to give you some money. It's no different with that deer. And then this is one that you know. What about the rest of the story? The little mammal that you will never see. I remember in France, we were invaded when I was a kid. We were invaded with rabbits. So they decided to put some nasty poison that they developed, again, the reptilians, stimulating the mind of those scientists to kill all this, what they see as pests. And now, I remember when I was walking, going hunting or fishing, seeing so many of these rabbits with those big, huge tumor all over their faces and their back and their tummy. And they were suffering like hell because, they're not being killed slowly. They're dying of cancer. And then you know what? It's happening to you too. Because anything that you put in your mind, in your body, if it's not treated, you'll be lucky. Be careful what you ingest. In other words, Porn star tried to hire hitman to kill kids. Father. Wow. I mean, the keywords for this specific window is porn, and porn star. That's why I picked it. Okay. And again, you know, that first of all, to turn yourself into a porn star means that you're infected with debauchery, with sex. Okay, you don't want to work hard, and you're an exhibitionist, and you like sex, or you know, I don't know, but there is reasons for why that person became a porn star, and that I don't know. That's why it's not good to assume. You never ever assume anything. It's like, for example, I was assigned a couple of emails for my lectures at Contact in the Desert to Victoria, and then she never answered me after 2 emails, and then finally I got an answer. But I was assuming all sorts of things, and I realized why she did not answer me. And of course, I cannot go into the detail, but you know, it's not good to assume until the very last moment. Do not assume is the last thing to do. Okay, like a lot of people assume all sorts of things about me. Oh well, you know what? For years, those guys who were against me, who removed me from Wikipedia, who removed me from LinkedIn, who trying to mess me up with Facebook, got rid of many of my articles on Google. All my enemies always said, "Oh, he's lying. He's lying." They were assuming that I never played piano. You know, oh, he never went to the Royal School of Music. This is bull. This doesn't exist. We did our research. So they assume until one day they say, I had enough. I made a video where they can see me playing piano. And it's on my website, From My Heart to Yours. You can go to dr.turi.com, scroll down, click From My Heart to Yours, and you will see. I was rusted, you know, when I decided to go to play piano on that conference. But after that, they stopped, because I had to do that. So never ever assume about anything or anybody, because you could be very, very wrong. So control your imagination, control your fear, control your insecurity, basically, because that's all Reptilius inserted. And you don't need that type of poison and feed them with your fears and negativity. All right, what else do we have? Ooh, the lady. Oh, that's the postman. Yeah, Mr. Postman. I remember that is one of the guys that actually work overtime to get rid of me. And now, you know, anybody who is looking for Dr. Turi in top UFO or speakers or researchers or whatever it is, they're never going to find me. So I don't exist. Not knowing that I'm one of the top UFO speakers in the old days. And I suffered cancers, and I'm born again. And so is my career that started in 1995. Long story. You heard my previous videos. Okay. College quarterback arrested for cocaine possession, told police he was this. I don't know what it is. I don't read it. But, you know, the key word is police. And again, quarterback, you know, those guys, they need, pretty much like Michael Jackson, you know, he needed pills to be on stage all the time because he's so tasking, he's so demanding to be in France today, in Australia tomorrow, in Japan the next day, and then go back to England. You know, it's very tasking. So you need that power to be in the game, to keep yourself on the top. Okay? And then you need the same type of pill to go back to sleep. And then this is what happened to Prince, to Michael Jackson, to a lot of famous people who became victimized by the Reptilius and were forced to ingest legal and illegal drugs and became addicted. That's simple as that. So that's the sad reality. Another one that's very interesting, and you know, there is only 2 groups of extraterrestrials, the good and the bad, and you got tons of names, okay? When I say names, I mean also races. It's pretty much like us, human being, you know. There's millions of human beings, and all of us have a different background. We don't look the same. We don't speak the same. We don't believe the same. Our UCI is so unique celestial identity. So it's pretty confusing. So there is another group of extraterrestrials. Now, let me tell you what led me to tell you this today. Potentially fatal mosquitoes-borne EEE virus detected in Florida, official says. So that is induced by the Reptilius, or groups working with the Reptilius called the Insectius. Okay, they pretty much look like insect. And it's funny because I was on a panel with my good friend Daniel. You can see his pictures and me hugging him. Daniel Winkley. And he told me a story that he died so many times, and he goes all over the world and speak about life after death. And he told me that he was actually dealing with the Insectius. All the extraterrestrials around him were looking like insects. And I could feel in his eyes the emotions. I could see exactly what he saw, so to speak. And he was not bullshitting me. He was actually dealing with the Insectius. So, in other words, he was in between two worlds. He had a heart attack, and he was between two worlds. And then in order to bring him back, they're using all sorts of chemicals in his body. And then he's thrown into the superconscious in time and space. And he happens to see a being from, different dimension. And then the Insectius, part of the Reptilius negative group of extraterrestrials, were taking care of him, so to speak, and tried to mess up his heart and kill him. So you can go on that newsletter. Remember, it's important to go back to those newsletters because I had more news, I had more stuff and more pictures. So this is an interesting revelation. Again, tonight, when I'm going to be talking on Project Camera with Carrie, I anticipate so much working with that lady because she's so smart. I remember last time she had me in 2011, we had a very, very interesting show. And remember, we are now during the reign of the Reptilius. So it's going to be interesting for me to do a show during the best time of the Reptilius that would counteract me or slow down my usual wheat. I have no idea. But all that I know, that show is very, very important because it's taking place during that specific window. I don't know how long it's going to be. Maybe an hour and a half. I don't know. Carrie may decide to push it forward depending on the interest. So it's going to be quite interesting to listen to that show tonight, including with the one with Joe Montaldo, which is also a UFO speaker, a UFO expert. So those guys have been around. Carrie is, she knows me for years. She's totally and fully aware of who I am, what I do, and look at the artwork that reflects who I am and where I've been and what I do. So I want to definitely thank her for her wit, for her creativity, for her artistical talent. And then we're going to deal with the rest of the story tonight, my friends. Again, to those who just jumped in, what you see behind me here is the old Dr. Turi that is following a UFO encounter, actually an abduction that took place in August 11, 1991 above the sky of Los Angeles. When I went into a flying saucer, they downloaded the cosmic core, as explained by Tesla. I uncovered this core because it was downloaded, to say the least. It was pretty interesting. And then after that, I painted my entire house. Like you see, just a fraction of it. On the left side, you see the flying saucer. That was August 11, 1981 with my brother's Joe, where I saw this flying saucer. And again, we had a lot of missing time. Another one with my sister. That was very traumatic, very traumatic. And in all my radio show, I covered those experiences. Remember, I did 4 hours show on the Suze from England, from the UK. So I give a lot of details there. On Kevin's show last night, I only had 1 hour something, so I had to rush through that show to cover everything the best way I could, and at the same time pass on my critical message. But the best of the best of the best is what just right above my head is Draco. When he entered my life back in 2012 during a solar eclipse, and you can see those orbs, pretty far away and slowly but surely moving very close, and then finally enter my third eye and then exiting my heart. There is actually 6 pictures, but I put only 4 because this is a banner that I use for my UFO conferences. When I do a book signing, I have to have something that reflects my personality and what I went through. So again, if you really want to benefit from my work, especially in anything and everything that involves the superconscious in time and space, there is a book called Beyond the Secret. It's my bio. And again, Amazon critic says once you open this book, you cannot put it down because it's passionate to see what I went through. Of course, it does not include Draco's, because Draco, I wrote this book well before. I wrote many books for many different topics for my students. So, investigating me, I'm strongly recommending you to either become a VIP, okay? That's sure you support me. You can try with $10. You can sign up for free, so you get all my bulletin directly in your mailbox and you miss nothing, okay? And then later on, you can become a VIP. Yeah? So pretty simple. So one more time, put your hand on the 2019 Nostradamus Dragon Forecast, Universal Impersonal. We are halfway through the year, so there is a lot of things that I mentioned that touches you personally with long-lasting planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and the Dragon. You need to know. And I made it affordable, $10, so that you can realize how real I am. Know that I have much to prove. When you saw on my newsletter, on this newsletter, where the link is on this video, what I wrote about the spirit of Hitler coming back and infecting the world. And I was right all along. So if I was right then, I should be right again for the future. All right, my good friend, one more thing. I want to make sure you understand that the Draconis are law-obeying. The Galactic Federation of Grand Cosmic Order is clear. Okay, no UFO, no extraterrestrial has to interfere or will interfere with the human race and their affairs. But the reptilians they don't give a damn. Okay, they do what they want. Okay, they don't care about the rules. But the Draconis are much more advanced. So if that can make you feel more secure on the hell we're going through, even though that we're not going in the right direction, if you're a chosen one, if you vibrate on my cosmic speed, chances are that I cannot divulge anything else, but just use your intuition, my friends. Until then, hopefully I'll see you in one of my UFO conference. My next one is in October, and I have two more seats. If you want to save $700, I do a free reading for you, and you join that UFO conference, and then you're going to see the real power of Draco, because I'm definitely intend to show you that I'm real, and so is Draco. Until then, my good friend, God willing, I'll see you again. Make it a beautiful day. Bye-bye.